All right. In Georgia, we have a $2,500 tax credit, which is 35% of the cost of the system. And on the federal side, we have a 30% tax credit. In addition to that, local EMCs have more money they give back to you as rebates. So let's look at a sample system. Say the retail cost is around $8,000 on average for an entry-level system. Your tax credits are $4,900. The net cost is $3,100, which is about the same cost as a replacement tankless water heater. And it's 4 to 5 times as efficient. On top of that, you can get additional rebates from your EMCs. That's not bad. So 4 to 5 times as efficient, and you've got a system that's going to last about 30 years. Most water heaters only last about 10 years, if you're lucky. And they don't tell you when they're going to break and flood your house, and it's going to cost a lot more to fix. And we could do that, by the way. So you got solar thermal, then you have solar power. The fun thing about solar power, and solar power is a lot more, I mean, for some people it's a lot more fun, is taking the sun's energy and making power out of it. So this is a sample installation that we have on one of our projects. So we've got these panels up there. It takes the sun's energy, makes power, direct current. We've got a converter inside the house which makes it alternating current, so you can use this as power in your house. If you choose not to use it as power in your house, you can sell it back to Georgia Power. Georgia Power has to buy power from you. Well, the question was, how many hours do you have to have for the sun? It's most efficient at noon, or from noon to 2, but essentially as long as there's sun out, and as long as you've got the solar panels directed towards the sun, but the efficiency is most efficient at noon, but you can produce power for your house. And how does this save you money? Well, you're making your own power. It's a no-brainer. All right, ready?
Show me your money.
All right, so solar used to be very expensive. It's still, there's a high cost entry for solar. But guess what? The EMCs buy it back at a higher rate than you actually pay for your power.
Wow.
The state of Georgia has a 35% cost, or basically rebate up to $10,500, and the federal government, through part of this last stimulus package, is 30% off the cost of the system through your taxes, through your tax rebate, with no cap. So if you pay $1 million for it, which you need to talk to your contractor, that's an unreasonable price, you get $300,000 back in your taxes. Not bad. So geothermal, and I apologize for going through these quickly. There's a lot of good technologies out there, and we have plenty of vendors out here to talk to you about the technologies. We've got our water furnace dealer here, and the next thing is about geothermal. Geothermal is a type of HVAC that's over 2 times as efficient as a standard HVAC unit. So we've got geothermal as a ground source heat pump. It's sometimes, in some cases, up to 3 times as efficient as a standard efficient HVAC if it's an older unit, because some of the older units that were in place are not that efficient. Here's a sample cost of a rebate. So sample costs, and these are just, it could be less, it could be more. If it's $35,000, you get $12,500 back in tax credits, which means your net cost is around $22,000. But still, this is over 2 times as efficient as a regular system. I've been told by some contractors that this is about the same price that they paid for a high-efficiency system. So with the tax incentives, it's about the same cost as the high-efficiency HVAC, yet it's twice as efficient. And this is a sample that we did for somebody in North Georgia. If you're trying to power your house or heat your house with propane, propane is very expensive. I had one gentleman come by our booth earlier and said he paid $3,000 for propane gas last winter. We did a sample calculation for him. It's going to pay, if we put geothermal in, his system's going to pay for itself in 5 years because the cost of propane is so expensive in North Georgia. So the last thing we're going to talk about, and we're going to open up to questions, is home performance. Home performance is a program created by Energy Star. How many people have heard Energy Star? Energy Star is that little blue label. It's all over the place. Well, Home Performance has created a program for existing homes where you come in, do a diagnostic on your house, figure out where your energy hog is, and we come in and make improvements. So what they do is, so we come in with the blower door, a duct blaster, all this diagnostic equipment. It's like, okay, you've got leakage around your windows. You've got leaks in your attic. We found some extra leaks by pressurizing your house. We look at your water. We look at the outside water. We look at your insulation levels. And what they've done is created this checklist where it prioritizes if you don't have enough insulation, it's going to say it's an A or B priority. Whereas if you have a new geothermal HVAC system, it's not going to be a priority to change that at all. because you already have the most efficient system in place. So through this third-party verification and also this checklist, it's kind of letting you know, well, if we make these improvements, it's going to save a lot of money versus these other improvements, we might not save as much money. So show me the money. For home performance, Georgia Power, again, has $1,900 in incentives. And for insulation, now home performance has to do with insulation and HVAC as well. So we talked about insulation, HVAC, you still get that 30% tax credit up to $1,500 for doing home performance measures. That's in addition to the $1,900 you get back from Georgia Power. They're not mutually exclusive. So here's some resources for you. We have a blog called sustainward.com. It's a blog that I take questions from the audience. People email me questions. I put it on our blog. We've got our website, the Hoots Group. It's a website that lists all of our green services. We're design build. We do green kitchens, bathrooms, energy audits, retrofits, HVAC, solar. We can do all that for you. And if you want to figure out exactly how you can save on your taxes, we've got EnergyStart.gov. It's got all the federal tax credits and all of the forms along with you. We're at booth 518. Behind us, we've got water furnace. We've got many great vendors here that also can save you money. The window manufacturers here, if they have Energy Star windows, you can save 30% off the cost, up to $1,500 in windows as well. So ask the vendors around here, are you Energy Star, and do you comply? Is your product good enough for the tax credit? And if so, you get money back. So Freshworld, if you already have a contractor or if you're a builder, we have services for contractors and builders. We do geothermal, solar thermal. We can also design and help the contractors go green. So some of the Freshworld vendors that we use, we've got Velux, which is for solar thermal, water furnace for geothermal, and Icynene for spray foam insulation. And there's many booths around here that show the different products. All right, we've got questions. Yes.
Thank you. For those that don't know how to get started, where would you suggest they start doing their research, and what is the biggest home improvement they can do, like the biggest bang for their buck?
Okay, two questions. How do you get started? How do you find out? Well, you can find a home performance contractor, do a diagnostic on your house to find out what the priorities are. If you want a list of contractors, the booth southface.org has a list of home performance contractors. We're one of them, but there's about 15 contractors on the list depending where you live that can service you. The second question is, what is the biggest bang for your buck? Well, unfortunately, the biggest bang for your buck is not the sexiest thing out there. People want me to say solar is the biggest bang for the buck. That's the biggest buck for the bang, unfortunately. The biggest bang for the buck is finding holes in your house and blocking the holes in your house. Insulation and air sealing. It's not fun. It's not sexy. You can go to Home Depot, get the products. You can do it yourself. You can hire a contractor to do it. But stopping the energy from going outside of your house is the biggest bang for your buck. And then you add the renewable energy. So make it as efficient as possible. Tighten up your house, make it energy efficient, and then you add renewable energy to it, and you've got low energy bills.
So is the nature of your business, is it mostly home building or is it retrofitting?
Yes. So we build new lead for homes. We can build you a new house, and we can also go into existing structures, see where the energy losses are, and retrofit it. Or if you need a renovation or addition, green kitchen, green bathroom. We've done many green kitchens and green bathrooms and green additions where if we add on to your house, we can double the square footage of your house and your utility bills can still go down because we implement these energy saving measures into it. Questions up front? Yes.